Man, in case y'all wondering, while I'm in the dumpster, I'm looking for my first system, man, because my first system was trash. Oh my God. I wanted to see if somebody had it over there in the city dump, because it was absolute garbage. Oh man, wait till y'all hear about this. Yo, man, I'm kind of embarrassed about this. I don't even know why. I've learned a whole lot since building my systems, but I mean, we all start off somewhere. All of us don't start at the top and just continue. You got to start at the bottom and rise. That's the curve. It goes up. But I'm kind of embarrassed to talk about this system, dude. Man, it was so bad. So bad, dude. It's like pure absolute trash. Or I like to say, trash can water. Anybody's ever experienced trash can water, it's filthy. It's disgusting, man. But you guys who've been here on my channel, you've heard me say time and time again, my first system was trash. And I'm not exaggerating, man. It is absolute trash, man. But I'm sharing this because honestly, I mean, I want to let you guys know, especially those of you who are new to the game and want to get to a certain level. It happens. It happened to me. I went on to be a competitor. I've run a few audio shops. I was a manager at a couple of shops, a regional champion, all that good stuff, right? But I mean, I'm just saying that to say that you can get there. But and I want to hear about you guys' systems too, if you're not too embarrassed to talk about them. But we're gonna talk about mine, man. Man. Okay, here we go. My first system. A couple of you guys have commented in some of my videos saying that you remember the old Kraco stuff, right? And realistic stuff from Radio Shack. Kraco was from Pep Boys. Well, my system was from Pep Boys, man. It was urban audio. Urban audio that was made by Sherwood. Not even Kenwood. Sherwood, man. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad, man. I had this two-knobber radio from Sherwood, Urban Audio, and I'm not even going to lie. What actually caught my attention was the fact that it was purple and it had like some urban type font using to write the name. So I thought it was catchy. I thought it was cool. And at the time, I felt, oh, Kraco is trash. I'm going to go with Urban Audio. It all came from Pep Boys, man. I didn't know any better. I didn't know about audio shops. And if I did come across an audio shop, I would drive past it because I was too intimidated to go inside because I didn't know nothing. But my head unit was Urban Audio. I don't even remember the model number, but it was a tape deck, 2-knob tape deck, Urban Audio. My sub, it was an Urban Audio 12. It was purple too, Urban Audio. The model number, I can't think off the top of my head, but it was like UA/trash can, garbage, banana peel, any kind of trash you could think of. That Urban Audio 12. But, for me, that was my first sub. The magnet was huge to me at the time, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it. And I talked about this in my previous video talking about our ultimate fantasy systems. And I was telling you about the first system I heard at school, and he, had my head hurting all the way throughout. He had bass tubes. Well, he was using bazooka tubes. They were plastic. I mean, it's still bad, but I was using bazooka tubes too. But they were made out of press cardboard, like what is it, like toilet paper rolls, I had a bass tube, man. I didn't know, and for me at the time, the bass tube was louder than the box because it took more energy to move a sealed box. I didn't know about ported boxes. My bass tube had a port in it on the wrong side. It sounded so bad. It sounded so bad. And then the amp I got, this is just a generic picture of the amp. I remember the amp that I got. It was blue, like this picture, and it was a swap meet amplifier. It was 300 watts, and I think I paid like $50 for it. $50 too much. I should have paid free 99 for it. They should have gave me a refund right off the top because it wasn't worth anything. If anything, that amp gave out maybe 15 watts. So no crossover, nothing. So it played full range through my sub, full range, no frequency control, and I could hear vocals coming out of my sub, man. That was horrible. It was it was horrible to say the least, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Urban Audio 12 off of a 300 watt swap meet amp that I paid $50 too much for, minus 50, minus 50 from them and plus 50 to me. They should have paid me to take it off their hands. It didn't even have a name on it. It just said like 300 watts max power. Max power don't matter, but I didn't know. I just saw 300 watts. I got all excited, like I got a 300 watt amp. And, man, Urban Audio by Sherwood, man. Oh, man. Look, I'm just still embarrassed about it, just thinking about it, talking about it. I had no mids and highs. I was using the factory speakers in the car. Man. Factory speakers, they were dry rotted and blown. It was just all bad. It was all bad. But again, it was my first system, so it sounded better than the factory system. So I thought I was winning. I thought I was basing, right? And I'll end this with this quick story about me thinking I'm basing up and down the block. Me and my cousin, joy riding. Mom's let me use the car. I put it in my mom's car. Mom's let me use the car. We're joy riding. We went to like golf and stuff, to ride the go-karts and play mini golf. And on the way home, I'm rolling. I'm like, yo, check this out. And I'm playing my system, and she's like, okay, cool, because she never heard a system before either. So we're both sitting there completely oblivious, thinking that we're rocking. We're teenagers, man. I was young. So we're rocking, and I'm thinking I'm bumping. We stop at this red light, and this dude pulls up next to me, and he's bumping he looks at me, he's bobbing his head, and I'm like, yeah. My cousin's like, yeah, we think we got it going on. Dude leans back, looks at us, and turns his up, and I mean, my car was shaking from his car. And he looked and he smirked and he just drove off. I'm sitting there like this, like totally embarrassed. I'm frustrated. I'm like, I can't believe this. I look at my cousin. She looks at me. She bust out laughing. I'm like, oh, for real? You gonna laugh at me? She's like, you got served, man. Dude, he lit you up. I'm like, okay. And I told y'all before, I'm real competitive. I don't like to lose. I ain't going to go crazy to try to win, but I definitely don't like to lose. So the next day I was like, bump that. I'm about to study car audio and learn better, and I'm going to make my system so dope that nobody could ever roll up on me like that again. It's so bad, I'll be honest, after I started getting my systems better and started competing, I went back to golf and stuff hoping that I would come across that dude again just to light him up, man. Like, you're not going to do this to me. You're not going to do this to me, man, especially in front of my cousin, too? Nah, man, nah. But, yeah, real quick recap, man. Urban Audio tape deck from Pep Boys. I thought it was better than Kraco. I thought I was too good for Kraco, so I went with Urban Audio. No mids and highs, all factory, dry-rotted speakers. Urban Audio 12-inch sub. In in cardboard bass tubes, man. Cardboard bass tubes. Man, what a failure. And a 300 watt no name swap meet amplifier that I paid $50 too much for, that they owe me a refund for. Oh my goodness. That amp had to weigh, no exaggeration, that amp was about twice the size of my hand, maybe twice as wide or whatever. And it had to weigh about 2 pounds, if that. It was hollow, man. It had nothing inside of it. It definitely did not produce 300 watts. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I ran 12 gauge wire from front to back. I didn't know, man. 12 gauge wire front to back, and it was full range, no crossover, no sub frequencies. It was just loud and distorted all the way through. It was terrible. It was terrible, but I'm always honest on this channel. Always try to give out, full disclosure, let you guys know my history in the car audio game. I've embarrassed myself enough, man. I'm hoping you guys won't be too embarrassed to share your horror stories with me, but that's mine, and I've since grown. So hopefully you guys have a story to tell, and you've grown since too. And until next time. Oh, wait, I almost forgot the best part, man. Believe it or not, I actually got a noise pollution ticket off this system. Dude, you couldn't hear this system beyond the next car in front of you. If that. If that. I got a noise pollution ticket. It was like, I want to say $175. That was 3 times what the system was worth. And I'm not gonna bash law officers, man. Half my family's in law enforcement. I'm not gonna bash it, but at the same time, man, I'm gonna leave it at that. But I got a noise pollution ticket off this system. Maybe he gave me a ticket because he was mad at how bad it sounded. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was pure distortion. And he's like, nah, I'm not about to have you riding around messing up my streets with this kind of sound. That had to be it, because talking about, he had the nerve to say he heard me before he saw me. That wasn't me, Holmes. That was not me. Ain't no way that was me. Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. It was a distortion box. That's all it was, man. All distortion. But anyway, I couldn't leave that part out. I can't believe I got a noise pollution ticket over that. Oh man, I'm traumatized. I mean, if I would have gotten a ticket for my system when I had my strokers in it, then I could understand. That ticket would have been damn near $1,000. But $175 for a system that was worth -$50, -$100? Nah, man. Nah, I'm not accepting that. I'm still mad about that. 29 years later, whatever the case, man, I'm still mad about that one. But anyway, like I said, if you guys are not embarrassed to share your stories, I would love to hear them. It's always good conversation, and it lets new people know that they don't have to feel that bad if they start off as bad as I did, or maybe you guys started off better than me. I don't know. I love to hear about it. And until next time, definitely stay tuned.